It's Isaac got AllStar Lifestyle. We in this motherfucker. Shout out to everybody that was joining in for the last live. I had to cut it off real quick because I had to do something real quick. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this in a few. We're gonna start in a couple minutes. I got a couple things to list off for you guys because you know, I actually did some research on the subject of both of these two people. And you know, they're pretty popular, the celebrities and everything. So I think this is gonna be a really good live to tell people, to show people how to move, how to be represented and everything like that. Cause I think it's it's really big, especially I talk a lot about AllStar and everything like that. And I talk about how to, you know, improve, how to, you know, boss your life up, how to get your shine, X, Y, and Z. I want to make sure that I kind of bring things to light for this certain stuff. Soren, I see you in the building. What's up, man? How you feeling today, bro? It's good to talk to you. But as far as everything else, I just want to shine some light on a lot of things. Johnny Capahala is this motherfucker. Oh yeah, we in this bitch, man. But yeah, I just this, bro, like, I low-key live under a rock because I don't necessarily look outside of the world and shit unless I have to. And a lot of things were being brought to me and brought to light, and I was like, damn, like, there's some things I gotta shine on and really get my perspective in this motherfucker for real. And if you're new, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to your boy. We on the road to 1K. We got a lot of things planned out for this week, y'all. I know New Year's, I'm gonna be hosting a movie premiere to go into the New Year's. We're gonna be dropping some game on the New Year. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna set the tone for how 2025 gonna look. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this. I'm gonna get into it like 2 more minutes, and we're gonna get into it. I got somewhere to be in like 30 minutes, but I had to talk about this for right now. Again, if y'all don't know who Travis Hunter is, yeah, we're talking about Travis Hunter and Shameik Moore. We're gonna talk about it because I gotta tell people how these two guys, they represent the world. They represent 90% of men. I doubled down and I put 90%. It's really 99%. But they represent a lot of every man that's in this world that doesn't know what they're doing, that doesn't have game, that has lack of self-esteem, that, you know, is insecure. It's just crazy. It's a lot to boss up on. It's a lot to bust up on and put a spotlight on. So let's go ahead and get these like buttons up. And if you're new, subscribe to your boy. We in this thing. This gonna be this an AllStar perspective. How's everybody doing today? We about to start in a few minutes. And then we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Johnny Capahala says, definitely want to hear your perspective on this. Oh yeah, bro. You know I gotta talk. 11 people in the building. Let's get these likes up. Go ahead and subscribe to your boy. It's an AllStar perspective, baby. We in this thing. Gamer House, what's happening? How you feeling tonight? Gamer House, if you got Twitch, shout out to my dog, Johnny Capahala. Gil Poland's in the motherfucking building. Stars in the motherfucking chat. Let's get these likes up. 32 people. Let's get these motherfucking likes up. We're about to go ahead and get into this. All right? We're about to talk about this. It's an AllStar perspective. Let's do this thing. Sipping on this act. Don't know how to act. Chicago, can I get a shout out to the live stream? Chicagoland, when you like it and you subscribe, I'll shout you out. Hey, let's get the people matching up with the likes. We got 19 folks in the building. We're about to talk about Travis Hunter and Shameik Moore. Yo. As soon as this song ends, we go into this thing. Thank you, Soren. I appreciate that. That was crazy. 19 folks in the building. We about to get it started into this motherfucking thing. We're going to give it 30 more seconds and we're going to start this motherfucking show. Bro, I was up until almost 4 a.m. last night, and I had so many topics that came to mind. This came to mind. We're going to talk about this perspective, dog. Don't worry. We're about to get started. Let me know if y'all fucking ready for this shit. We got 20 people in the building. Go ahead and match the likes with it. Don't know how to act. Boom, let's go ahead and get started to the show. What's happening, y'all? My name is Isaac, our AllStar motherfucking lifestyle, baby. And right now, we're going to have an AllStar perspective on a huge topic that's happening in the social media world. One of the biggest things that I've been seeing is Travis Hunter. And we're talking about Shameik Moore. And, you know, these are two These are two famous people. These are people who have influence. They got money. They got the status. You know how everybody wants to talk money, status, and fame. There's a lot that goes behind it, because even if you have all the money, status, and fame, you still cannot cover up and cope with what you really lack for within. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about this. We fresh out the press. I created my list, so no worries. We're gonna talk this thing, all right? But one thing I gotta point out for this connection between the both, because remember, everything is constellations. Everything is connected. Now, the connection to each other is the root that they both share, and it's curable, because in the future, they may see this and may be like, I want to get your service. But what's curable is the softness that they both have, okay? Which is going to lead me to number one. Number one of something that you can learn, because I listed 5 things we can learn from this situation, right? Again, I had to look, I was given some DMs to be like, hey, show your perspective, talk about these things so we can see what you're talking about. Because, I live under a rock, but when I was looking at it, I was seeing that, there was cases where Travis Hunter was sitting outside while his girl was at the club or into a party or something like that. And then Shameik Moore, he was getting crucified for being a fucking weirdo by, some actresses and about things was happening. And he was trying to get at these girls. And he just, it's just so much negativity surrounding the both of them that has to far with women. And the thing is that when I see them talking how they move, you don't see a lot of, to me, I don't think I see a lot of confidence. I think I see a lot of like performative things that's going on for them, but it's nothing that they can't cure. But again, so number one to what I want to talk about was going to be never be pressured by what society says and does. Now, listen, this is going to be a really big, FRN is a fucking building, but this is going to be a really big thing, because notice how with Travis Hunter and Shameik Moore, they are both pressured by society to live up to something. This man, Travis Hunter, is in front of the camera to, man, you don't know what I got going on. You never had a girl, so why you know what I mean? There's things to address. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong to address things to the internet. Same thing with Shameik Moore. Because Shameik Moore, he's being called a fucking weirdo by women, and he's letting people get to his head. He's getting all these negative comments. He's getting hate all the time. And he deactivated his account, and then he reactivated. And it was just that process between it. What both of that says to me is that you're allowing what society's saying to you. Now, hold on. Because I'm not saying that society is wrong. What's wrong is you deactivating the account and allowing them to pressure you into that narrative of, I don't want to do nothing with the world. This is, it's that same thing. I think Tyler Creator said something like this. He was like, how can you be bullied, like cyber bullied, when all you got to do is just turn your phone off? And it's essentially the same thing. Now, if you have a weak mind, you're going to allow those comments to literally haunt you. You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm haunted by the comments. I feel negative. I feel doubtful. There's all these people against me. There's all these people doing these same things. But that's the thing. You got to have a strong mind and a foundation as you're in the game, or even in the game, not in the game of life, but in the game of status and fame and celebrity and shit like that. This is why I teach how to become an all-star in fame and everything. But this is where it all goes into. You can have all these things, but if you don't have a strong mind, if you don't have an attached self to yourself of who you are, you're never going to get far in life. Now, again, these two guys are both deactivating their accounts. They're both talking to the world. They're both getting mad. They're showing their feelings. You could, listen, rule number one, you can never allow anybody in this world, you can never allow society, you could never allow something outside of you to get you riled up in any type of way. It's gonna happen. I'm not gonna say that, especially if you're leveling up, you're gonna have to take those new heights. You're gonna have to put that crown on, because as a person who has a crown on, you're gonna have to be like, bro, listen, I accept the responsibility, and I accept that there's gonna be people that's talking to me, because I've said this before. Happy holidays, ladies. I talk. Shout out to them. But another thing for it is that, listen, even in the beginning, one thing I spoke about is when you have an empire, you are also saying, I have other people who want to take down my empire. Now, listen, bro, if you're the status of Shameik Moore, if you don't know him, he plays Miles Morales in Spider-Verse. Incredible voice actor. And then you got Travis Hunter. They both have influence, and they have something within this world of status and celebrity and fame. But if you don't have the strong will within, you're never going to be something with true influence, because you can't influence yourself because you're influenced by the world. And that's just what happens with it. You know what I mean? But again, listen, as soon as you start building up for yourself, you can even say, let's put it down to earth. and not even say celebrity and status. Let's talk about if you're in Target, if you're working at a fucking Walmart. Let's just say you're working at a company regardless. If you're working there and you're working your way up, you're a star, you're an employee star, everybody fucks with you, and you're gonna have haters, that's what it is. And you wanna move up to be a manager, but you had people that was there for 7 months, you've been there for 3 months, and they already want you to be a manager. As soon as you're working your way up, you're gonna have people that's gonna hate you. This is the same connection it is when you are working your way up in the world of status. Because regardless, in a company, you are in something of status. So as soon as you're doing that, you're gonna have people that hate you. You're gonna have people that like you. Let me tell y'all something. When I was working at, a corporate, when I was doing working with companies, I had people that was been there for years. I'm talking about like 3 years. And I've been there for 3 months, and they wanted to get me in there. They wanted to make me a leader. They wanted to make me a manager. And I had all these people from different corners hating on me, talking shit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I talk back, but not in a way of like where it's gonna mess up my situation, reputation in that company, but in the sense of you still not gonna, you're not gonna bait me into something, because you gotta understand, if you give a focus to something negative, you're also bringing it up. If you're an empire, you can't, if you look down on a peasant who's throwing rocks at your window, are you gonna put the spotlight on them and give them the spotlight, and then now they have a voice, now they're doing this thing? Listen, anything you put attention on, you bring up. Just in that situation, not necessarily to talk hatefully about folks like that. But anyways, as you have a foundation, you are saying that you want people to come at you, okay? No matter if you don't, even if you're in it for the love and for the positivity, you want to give homes to the homeless. That's incredible. But as you move up and as you build yourself into this world, you're going to always have people that do not like you, no matter what it is. It's just what it is. This is what the world brings. Remember, everything is a double-edged sword. I am positivity and I'm confidence. So what am I going to attract? Losers that do not like themselves, so they have to project their negativity onto me. It's the same thing that goes with everything. So remember, do not get yourself pressured by this world. Gil says, so what you resist persists, basically. Yes, exactly. Shout out to everybody. I wasn't able to see all these comments that was coming down because, we fresh out the press and we do got somewhere to be soon. So we're going to go ahead and get to number 2. Number 2 is going to be, this is one of my favorites because I practice what I preach, my boy. But number 2 is going to be extremely exclusive with who you bring into your life, okay? And I put in parentheses, bringing in any type of women, crash out friends and acquaintances. Now listen, bro. Every man who's evolving, every man who's building themselves up is a kingdom. We all have kingdoms and shit. So we have a kingdom in this world. Are we just gonna allow jesters to come in? Are we just gonna allow motherfuckers who have ill intentions to come in? This is where your intuition comes in to see who these people are. You gotta understand, anybody who's careless and they're above the age of fucking 18, they're choosing to be careless at some point, unless you hit consciousness at one point, but I'm gonna keep it at an age restriction just for the fuck of it. But at this point though, if you bring in a certain type of woman, and I seen that this woman was, she was twerking, what I'm saying? She was a buddy, she was doing a middle finger, he was grabbing all that ass. Honestly, W him. I ain't gonna cap to you, bro. Because listen, if she is willing to do that with him, it's nothing wrong with that, because it's showing a lack of leadership for Travis, but she's also showing what type of guys, quote unquote, that she will go for. You got a guy like Travis Hunter, this motherfucker is worth millions, versus a guy who's just at a party, bro, for a video shoot. Do you see the correlation between that and how it goes? We had somebody says, so what that's his and her life. Make sure your life is together. How does this affect your life and anyone's life? It doesn't affect my life. What it does is just I'm able to teach this out to it and everything. This is a lesson, okay? So I would appreciate if you just listen and tune in. If you do have some statements that you would like to disagree with, you can go ahead and disagree with. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, no one ban him. If he's disagreeing, but if once you get disrespectful, you can get out of here. You know what I mean? Yes, absolutely, most definitely. That's why I'm able to speak like this. But anyways, go into the whole perspective. You know what? Actually, I want to take up to this point. Even if that's what they both want, that is not a good representation of how men should move. Men should not move to have a woman in a position of leadership unless that's your reality, unless that's what you want. But if you do, you see the repercussions of how everything goes, how the foundation moves, the way that it moves, the lack of leadership, the insecurity, the way that you want to stay in your cart, man. It's so much that goes into it. But anyways, remember, Be exclusive and let people come in on the accord that you let them. You have to vet any and everybody that wants to be in your life. That is friends. That is family. That is anybody that's around you. That's cousins. I don't care if you knew this cousin for 18 years. Bro, when you're building something for your life and for yourself, on the scale of where you are, you have to understand that something small, somebody around you who's careless and reckless with their mouth or their actions, they can be a representation of what you are, and they can possibly cause a domino effect of how it can look for you. Say, okay, this is my cousin. I've known him for years. I love him. I believe in the best for him, right? So if I believe in the best for him, but he's been acting a little crazy every time he drinks, X, Y, and Z. So we go out, we have a good time, but then he crashes out. He drinks and he's trying to fight all the security guards. He's trying to do all these certain things. When that shows, that's also going to show of a fucking connection to you. It's not going to be, oh, it's him. It's going to be you to him. Because at the end of the day, you invited him out. You knew what he was capable of. Same thing when it comes to a woman. You know who this woman was before you was with her. You have to take time to vet people. You got to take time for women to be in your life. That's why I always say and preach a year. A year, I mean, shit, it could be more for me specifically because I don't know how far I'm going to, you know what I mean? Things just, you know, it's doing how it needs to do. It's progressing. But at the same time, you got to know who people are in your life. It's basically like this. This is going to be a good way to become a manager too. You manage how you need to put people. You know how they talk about don't mix friend groups with friend groups? It's the same thing essentially. Because I'm not going to bring people who are chess players and they don't like video games to be in a video game room because they don't like it. I'm not going to mix the two. You need to compartmentalize. I think I just said it correct. And manage how you treat these people. But you can also just cut people off regardless of the fact. Because even if you put people together and you mix in a friend group, it can be a repercussion of something that you did. And people think it's the people that you blend in with. But then you got to peel back the layers and look at, holy shit, I made this happen. I introduced everybody together. Let's see the comments. Slippery slope, yes sir. Soren also says, find someone that's going to affirm your weakness as beliefs. Truth, right? Damn, Izzy, what we were talking about just happened. Sifu says, have you seen all their videos on their channel to form any judgment to pass on them? It's been 5 years of them together. Let them live. I am letting them live, bro. I'm just speaking how I need to speak. I have seen their videos. Again, if you were here in the beginning, I was talking about how I live under the rock. You know what I mean? But here's the thing though, bro. You can be with someone for 5 years, but the moment she said something, she was like, I actually told him I love you. Or I told him he can break up with me, but I'll stay with him. It was something in regard to those lines. I'm not trying to butcher it because I've just recently done my research. So I'm not going to say, oh my God, I'm so into it because I really don't care. But there's a lesson in here. No matter if you're with somebody for 5 years, 10 fucking years, there is going to be a responsibility that people need to see and they have to take accountability on. Because the fact that they've been together for 5 years and this has been happening and all these people have been like, I've been trying to assist Travis for these things. Everything that's in darkness is going to come to light. Your weakness is going to show into this light. Your lack of wisdom is going to show in this light. That's what the fuck it is. And that's what's going to happen every single time. Even if on a smaller scale, not in the scale of social status, but the way that it's going to carry on, your legacy, how you going to teach this, how you going to teach your sons, how you going to teach your male cousins, how you going to be this uncle, but you have women, you're going to start this generational pattern. You're going to be like, oh, you do women once. No, what the fuck are we doing? That's not the pattern to bring in. There's a lesson in everything. So understand that. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and get to number 3. And number 3, this one is going to really connect to Shameik Moore because Travis Hunter too, but this one is as big for Shameik Moore. Number 2, my apologies. Number 3 is going to be keep the business on the streets. Off the streets. Remember, one thing that I love to preach is that learn that your privacy is one of your biggest assets, okay? One of the biggest assets. Now, Shameik Moore was outed by 2 women talking about he's weird, like I ain't fucking with him like that, okay? Now, you could think like, oh wait, how's that keeping their business on the streets? Listen, a real player, a real motherfucking man is gonna, if they speak to a woman, that's gonna be between them. They're not gonna be in any position for where they out them on some weird ass shit. He could have been running his mouth. He could have been saying certain things. I remember I watched his apology video and I also watched Laura's too, basically speaking on the situation. And she was saying that he put that video out without her consent, and he was just trying to make the intention it was for the music, whatever the case is. But here's the thing that lies within that. This is where the false part comes in, because she called him a fucking weirdo. Is that if you have a video with a woman that you barely know or whatever the case is, even if you had sexual history with, you have to text her. You got to talk, hey, listen, I want to promote my video. You're in it. I'm going to put it out there. Let me know what you think. Because at the end of the day, when you're fucking with women who also have a status, who also are a part of a certain thing, or not even a status. Because, you know, some women just going to lie to lie, but this all comes back to you because you got to know who you're dealing with. Remember, we're talking about vetting the person first before you know what you're doing with that person. So even if you've seen that in the beginning, you know not to fuck with it. So in this case right here, it was his responsibility. Listen, bro. And with Travis Hunter, god damn it, you got to keep everything off the street. That he has a big mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's green, bro. He's green. I ain't gonna cap. It's just what it comes down to. They're talking about all this business in the world. Now here's the thing. What's popular is like the couples, like TikTok couples, you know, the YouTube couples and shit, like doing these things, mukbangs with these people. So they're talking about the relationship. They're talking about these certain things. Listen, bro, you're a real star. You're a real man. You're gonna keep that shit to yourself. Listen, I don't want my relationships business out into the world, but that comes with you having that standard and having that part of yourself that you're not going to allow that to happen. You want to do these certain things. You know, I know a lot of guys that do relationship things because she wanted to do this. You didn't want to, but you putting yourself on Front Street for the fact of this. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing when it comes down to it. Let me read these comments real quick. Sifa says, I agree 100%. What's in the dark shall come to light, but it's on them. It is on them. Soren also says the fact that he said he waited outside for her when she went to party speaks volumes. Yes, I have women wait outside for me. I've had women drop me off to parties. I had women told me, hey, have a good time, be safe. I know you're gonna fuck. I have women that have told me that, then drop me off and shit. Sifu also says, silent, they should keep their lives at themselves. I'm just saying, let them live. It's on him, not us. But here's the thing, Sifu, this is what you're not connecting, bro. Remember, everything is a constellation, Sifu. And I appreciate your comments because they're also creating another conversation. So shout out to you for that point. But listen, it's letting them live. But if the world is telling them how to live and there's faults in the creeks of what he's creating, then a motherfucking man like myself, a coach like myself, is going to have to teach my students and my community how this is, because there's a lesson in everything. And you know that. It seems like you had some sense in the comments you were saying. You know that it's a lesson in everything. Everything is a teachable moment. And this is what we're bringing to light down here. Johnny also says they are living. Nobody hurt you. Facts, facts. This video ain't for them. This is for the 90%. Yes, absolutely. Silent also says, but they don't keep it to themselves. That's, oh my boy. Yes, sir. That's why I just said, keep the business off the streets. It's not, you. I'm gonna pin that shit. Man, put some stars in the chat for Soren, bro. Because that's exactly what it is. That is exactly why you gotta keep things off the streets. Because if you really kept things off the streets, you're never gonna put that shit on the forefront. You're never gonna put that shit in the limelight. You're never gonna bring this woman onto this platform and talk about the things, man. Not straight up. Hey, if 11 people in the building, let's go ahead and get the likes up. Make sure y'all motherfuckers get the likes up. We're in the building. If you're new, subscribe to your boy. We in this thing and we are teaching. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get to number 4. And this one, I put a fucking paragraph because, hey, listen, bro. This is just some real shit, okay? Number 4 is, and this is right here, this is not to be a victim. Okay, but I'm gonna explain why I said these things. Danny Rose is in the motherfucking building, my boy. What's happening, man? All right, but number 4 is, as a man, you will be blamed for everything. Listen, bro, I want y'all need to accept this fact. Okay, accept this fact. As a man, you will be blamed for everything. That is not to say we're the victims of this world. The world is so hard on us. Oh my God, pressure. Remember, I told y'all, flow with pressure. But the truth is, as a man, you will always be blamed for this world. And that is an incredible thing. We are meant to. You know why we're meant to be blamed? It's because we are the leaders of a world. This world. Our world. So if we're not blamed, and if we're looked at as victims, then what are we doing to improve ourselves? Anything that you did that was a quote unquote mistake, how did you overcome that? How did you overcome it? You took accountability. You didn't, if you broke a pencil because you were scribbling too hard and you're like, damn it, I broke a pencil. This paper was too hard. No, you're going to be like, damn, I broke the pencil. Let me go ahead and sharpen it. Same thing into this world. You can only be blamed for your own actions. And this is the only way for you to boss up in your world, is to be blamed. So when the world blames men, that's a good thing. The world is basically saying, you need to boss up, and I want to see you boss up. But sometimes if you're weak-minded, you will see as you being blamed and being pointed fingers at, that you are being held at gunpoint. There's too much negativity. You're scared. You're like, oh my God, there's too much going on. Weak foundation. But what it really is saying, because remember, negativity is not negativity. Negativity is strength. Mistakes are strength. It's the same thing. So if that happens, what is it teaching you? Where is it bringing you to light? Where is it like, damn, okay, nah, you're right. It's the same thing with having a mentor. The mentor is going to destroy your flaws the same way the world will. But the difference between the mentor and the world is that the mentor works with you personally. The world looks outside of you. It's in the same sense in that. But I'm going to talk a little bit about it again because I put something in parentheses. Was that you will be seen as the villain. And this isn't a bad thing, okay? And I'm reading off what I wrote because everything's 100% us. All right? This is an excellent way. Why? Because it brings you closer to home, okay? Which brings you closer to yourself. 15 people, let's get the likes up. Come on, let's smash these motherfuckers. Because you begin to understand that you are the creator of your reality. You are accountable for your actions, and you have no one to blame but yourself. And that's why the world does it. Again, just like I said, okay? This world is meant for you to thrive in. But that doesn't mean the world is going to be rainbow, sunshine, love, positivity. Hey, fuck no, motherfucker. We're meant to have challenges. We're meant to have obstacles so we can overcome them. A simple thing could be like, oh, God doesn't give you what you can't handle. You think that you just finna have certain obstacles and lives and challenges? Even with Shameik Moore and Travis Hunter, because I'm going to bridge this together with both of them. Even with Shameik Moore and Travis Hunter, this right now for them is an obstacle in their life. Are they either going to succumb to the world, or are they going to boss up within themselves, take accountability, and see that I created this some way, somehow, and where can I learn this from? Because in the grand scheme of things, even with all this trendy shit, even when the shit is happening with Shameik Moore and Travis Hunter, this isn't going to last forever. Shameik Moore could boss up in a year and be a completely different person, and the internet and world will reflect that. Same thing with Travis Hunter. It's all gonna come and pass. But now, let me bridge this to ourselves, right? Because if you're having challenges and difficulties in your life, and you hear these things from the world, people around you, let's just say that, and they're saying some things towards you, and you have these challenges. Now, when you have that, that's telling you, what can I do right now to boss up on this? Because listen, patterns will continuously happen because you're not listening to what you need to boss the fuck up on. You're not listening to it. You're going to keep being in the same loop if you're not listening to that part. Same thing goes for these things. This could be their karma. Karma could be in the sense of you're just repeating yourself and self and self and self. It's like, what does Itachi do when he puts you in that, what's it, Genjutsu? Ah, fuck. He puts you in something. He does something to you. You basically repeat the whole thing, and until you're done. Basically, it was just some crazy shit like that. But that's just a small example. Let me go ahead and read these things. No matter what, even if you did nothing real shit. Yep. Code AllStar again. Thank you. Are you happy though? So overcoming real shit you spin. Sifa says, my good brothers, I'm 60 and so far I have led a good life, no regrets. Respect to you then. I don't understand why you're so concerned with them though. I have one son, he's 26, has his own business. He is married with 2 children. Johnny also says, sound like your son is holding it down. Shameik and Travis are good examples on what not to do under his type of pressure. Yes. Soren also says you're not hearing what I'm saying. You seem more concerned with Travis Shameik rather than on live Genjutsu. Yes, Genjutsu. Shifu always says, I have seen all their videos from their channel from the start of it. They seem very happy together. His family loves her, and hers is the same. Yeah, you got it right. Yes. Okay, so even with that though, Sifu, I mean, it's all subjective. It's all on the internet, and this is all for the world. It could be performative, bro. And to be honest, I think that the reason why this is happening more is because this is all started, like the cracks that were in the leadership is starting to show and come to light. This is what is happening. Because remember what we said, Sifu, and you said you agree with me. What's in the darkness will come to light. And I believe this is what's happening. 17 people, let's go ahead and get these likes up real quick. We in this thing. Thank you for pointing that out, Johnny. So yeah, I mean, perception is everything. Because this is my perception on this. That's your perception on this. So everything is also perception. Then is the biggest truth. And the truth is always the truth will come to light. And this is exactly why these things are coming to light. Plus the internet could be haters and shit. That's one thing. But in the grand scheme of things, what I've noticed though, is that anything that's faulty, anything that has a false foundation will always come to light. There's no other way around it. It just will happen. But that's the overall perception of it. Now, we can all perceive things certainly. We can be like, because what most people do is that I perceive this way because I perceive it from my reality, rather than seeing the bigger picture of what this perception is supposed to really mean. The perception is we got a fucking couple and his girl is fucking around with other motherfuckers and he ain't tight on his game. He's naive, he's green as fuck, and it's happening and it's showing out to the world. Now that's the overall perspective for society. And then above society, which is really the bigger picture, is that there is a lesson to bring into here. Again, let's go back to the title. How Travis Hunter and Shameik Moore represent 90% of the men in this world. Men are exactly like Travis Hunter and Shameik Moore. Shameik Moore, respect to him. I salute his work. But also, he's corny as fuck. Also, he doesn't know how to speak with women. He puts his business out on Front Street. He doesn't have game. I can tell. You can see it. You can be honest with it. And then with Travis Hunter, you can obviously tell that there is some lack of low self-esteem and there's a lack of leadership. But in both cases, in the grand scheme of that perspective, is that both of them can grow. Now, like I go back to the challenges, is that when they come into the challenges part, this is their time to see the challenges happening and either overcome it or succumb to this world. And this is the true perspective, okay? Because not only does this reflect certain parts and areas, this reflects people in their daily lives. And Sifu, you know you have challenges in your life. So you know that when challenges come, that is the part of you to tell you, I need to boss up or I need to succumb. Same thing with anybody. When challenges come my way, it's either stick with the challenge and be afraid of it and succumb to it, or am I going to boss up and overcome it and continue to move forward? 60 people, let's get these likes up. I got one more thing for y'all, then I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, okay? Johnny also says they could have hated each other and loved each other in those videos. She did say that she was arguing with him a lot. You know what I'm saying? She was like, bro, shout out to Mr. 1950. I was watching his video and there was something within the video where she was like, we used to argue all the time. And this was signal red flag to me. First of all, I never argue with my women. But he said I would come home, pat her on the back or something like that. I don't remember what he said exactly. But the fact that he has a routine into what they arguing shows me that this is a false foundation and this will not last and this will come to life. Because if you create a routine out of something negative and disrespectful, you have to look in the mirror and see, why are you creating a routine for something that you don't agree with? You see what I'm saying? What is the connection with that? And why is that a thing? Because most people are brainwashed into the fact that we need to work together and, we're going to fight all the time. We're going to be hurt. I'm going to throw a blender at him, but he's going to throw a shoe at me and then we're going to love each other. That's disrespectful as fuck. But people think they need to work. Now, I'm not saying relationships don't need work, because they need work with each other but positive work, where positive reciprocation, where both are climbing up to the ladder together, or one is following the direction, whatever the case is. But if anybody that's listening, if you have a routine for arguing, you got to stay in the car, because you know that when you go inside home to your girlfriend, your wife, you need to have 5 minutes to yourself, because you believe once you walk in there, you don't have peace. You're all wrong, bro. I'm going to say 1,000%, bro. 1,000% wrong. Clickbait title, man. You don't know these people. Sifu says you have a new sub. Sifu, thank you. I appreciate you. You have an incredible perspective, and I appreciate that, because it brought a lot of lessons that I could speak on for that. You know what I mean? Thank you. Shout out to you. Soren says, yep. That's all it comes down to, Sifu. These people are young, but this is why we can create these conversations and have these conversations, because this is what they need. This is what people need. They need to have these down. They need to see what it's like to bring it down to earth. Okay. And for the last one, I do too. I genuinely want Travis Hunter and Shameik. Honestly, both of them need to get with the AllStar lifestyle. I'm telling you, both need to get with the AllStar lifestyle. This because I'm not trying to butcher them, but at the same time, I'm going to call you out for what it is. And if the way I do it for them is the way I do it for myself and how I moved up forward. Now for the last one, because we do got to get up out of here. We got 26 people. Let's go ahead and get this to, like, let's get to 15 likes. You know what I'm saying? I could have said like 20, you know what I'm saying? But let's get these things up. Thank you guys for taking the time out. This was spontaneous, but, you know, I had to come out here and speak my truth and perspective onto this and bring it to light, because this is what we do. As again, remember, a star shines within, as a star shines without. You know what I mean? So number 5 is that it goes back to the title, how Travis Hunter and Shameik Moore represent 90% of the people in this world. You know why? Because 90% of these people in this world, they fumble women. They're scared of women. They're green as fuck. They lack boundaries. They allow women to lead the relationship. They allow these things to happen in this life. They allow the business to be on the streets. You know how many people are relating to these people? Because you got people like myself that's teaching the lessons from this. But you have people that's on the other side of the fence that is saying, we shouldn't be so hard on them. These people, I've been there before, so we shouldn't be hard on them. Listen, it's not about being hard. It's about knowing. This is about tough love. This is about bossing up within yourself. This is about growing. This is about overcoming the challenges that I just kept talking about. This is the same thing. That's not hard on nobody. Honestly, to be honest, if you think that's hard on somebody, you're soft. And that's what it comes down to. This is all a lesson for them to bring into life. Remember, the challenges are things you overcome. But most men are relating to this guy. But this is how communities of softness come together. But it's just the truth. You can't have one thing without the other. Okay? Most guys are relating to the fact that, oh shit, I did have a bitch that was, you know what I'm saying, fuck with another dude. Yeah, she was cheating on me and I stayed with her. I was green. Yes, of course. Shit, I was there years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like what, 2018, something shit like that. But at that, was it 2017, 18, like 16? Was it 16? Probably like a high school, middle school. But regardless of the fact, it was just saying to say that these guys are still at this age. They're still older. They're in their 20s, they're in their 30s, they're in their 40s. And they can relate to this type of stuff. That shows me a red flag of this world. But this is what we have to bring to light. Is that if you are a man who is in their 20s, in their 30s, and can relate to this, you must do something to evolve, okay? Because everything you relate to is a reflection of you. And there's something you have to grow into to become over that. And that's something I had to point out. And that was my take on this thing, man. This AllStar perspectives, we in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and read these things. Shout out to Silverback Mo Show. James also said, all it takes is time to see if it true lasts. Bro, it's wrong already. It's already, that's the thing. Like, it's already wrong. If these things are coming to light, it's already wrong, bro. You cannot have a solid foundation with a woman if things were flimsy and falsy. There is no such thing as things being better when the foundation was bad. There's no such thing as even starting over, bro. You need to cut that thing off, let it loose and go. There's no such thing. And if anyone believes that, and specifically if you believe that, it's not for you, bro. You will never get anywhere in life. And that's just the hard truth. But with the hard truth becomes an acceptance and embracing what you can be next. Okay? Everything is evolution. We are evolution. Someone else says, because what people do speaks about who they are. Yes, absolutely. James just say you would. Yeah, man, he's saying it. I mean, it is what it is. James also says, "Nah, Johnny, I'm not assuming. Let time and let them live." See, you don't understand, man. Johnny also says, "No, it's hurt them. Tough world. People want to be right, and it doesn't. Whatever. It is what it is." But listen, my name is Isaac of AllStar Lifestyle. We in this motherfucking thing. Go ahead and hit that like button. I'm about to get up out of here. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate everybody taking this time out. I had to put my AllStar perspective on this because I understand that there's a lot of things in this world. So as you guys see me in the future, you will see me speak on a lot of topics that's happening in this world, because now I understand that this world needs my perspective. Now I understand that there's a lot that I need to shine a light on, okay? Because remember, to shine within is to shine without. And if we're stars, we shine on a spotlight for ourselves. So if that's gonna happen, that we need to put a spotlight on certain things. I walk into the darkness to bring the light in my own darkness. So in return, I'm going to do the same thing for anything that's going on. So again, I appreciate y'all taking the time out. It's Isaac of AllStar Lifestyle. Until next time. Soren says, possibly. I'll text if anything. So until next time, thank you guys for taking time out. We out this thing, all right?